What would you do if a normal Sunday afternoon turned into the deadliest mass shooting in your country's history in less than 15 seconds? No warning, no argument, just gunfire. On April 28, 1996, a quiet tourist site in Tasmania became the scene of unimaginable horror. And one man, Martin Bryant, would change Australia forever. This is the story of the Port Arthur Massacre. Martin Bryant wasn't known as dangerous. He wasn't part of a gang. He wasn't a criminal mastermind. He didn't have a long arrest record. People described him as awkward, socially isolated, childlike in behavior. He had inherited a large amount of money from a wealthy acquaintance years earlier, and he spent freely traveling, buying luxury items, drifting through life without direction. But beneath that surface, there were warning signs. He struggled socially. He felt mocked, rejected, ignored, and sometimes resentment doesn't explode loudly. Sometimes it simmers. Before the public even knew something was wrong, 2 people were already dead. Earlier that day, Bryant drove to a small guest house called Seascape Cottage. The owners, David and Nolene Martin, were shot and killed. Investigators later believed Bryant held a long-standing grudge connected to property disputes involving his father years earlier. His father had died by suicide. Bryant reportedly blamed the Martins. Whether that resentment truly fueled what came next, we may never fully know, because after Seascape, he drove to Port Arthur. The Port Arthur historic site was busy that Sunday. Families, tourists, couples eating lunch. Bryant entered the Broad Arrow Cafe. He ordered food. He sat down. And then, without warning, he pulled out a semi-automatic rifle. In approximately 15 seconds, dozens were shot. No argument, no confrontation, just chaos. People tried to hide under tables. Some froze, some ran. He continued firing in the cafe, then moved outside into the car park, targeting strangers. By the time it ended, 35 people were dead. Many more were injured. It remains the deadliest mass shooting in Australian history. After the cafe attack, Bryant carjacked a vehicle and returned to Seascape Cottage. Police surrounded the property. For hours, there was a tense standoff. The house eventually caught fire. Bryant ran out, burned and injured. He was arrested. Inside the house, officers found another victim. The nightmare was over, but Australia would never be the same. Bryant later pleaded guilty to 35 counts of murder. He received 35 life sentences with no possibility of parole. But something else happened. Within months, Australia introduced sweeping gun reform laws. Semi-automatic rifles were banned. A nationwide gun buyback program removed hundreds of thousands of firearms from circulation. The Port Arthur Massacre didn't just end lives. It reshaped a country's laws. One man, one afternoon, 35 lives lost. The question that still lingers, was this pure evil, untreated mental instability, or a system that ignored warning signs? And could it have been prevented? Let me know your thoughts below. And if you want more deep dive true crime stories told with facts, not fiction, subscribe.